There's someone in your life right now who's stealing your peace. Every time you interact with them, you feel drained, anxious, heavy, exhausted. And the worst part? You can't seem to let them go. Maybe it's family, so you feel obligated. Maybe it's a friend you've known forever. Maybe it's a romantic partner you keep going back to. But here's the truth, they're killing your spirit slowly, and you know it. In the next 25 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to detach from these energy vampires without guilt, without drama, and without losing yourself in the process. This is the video that will finally set you free. Let's begin. Let me ask you something honest. Do you have someone in your life who makes you feel smaller? Someone who, after every conversation, leaves you feeling worse about yourself? Someone whose problems somehow always become your emergency? If you're nodding your head right now, you're not alone. Most people have at least one person in their life who's draining their peace. And the crazy part is, we know it. We can feel it. But we can't seem to do anything about it. Why? Because we've been taught that walking away from people is wrong. That boundaries are selfish. That if someone needs us, we have to be there, no matter the cost to our own well-being. But here's what they don't tell you. Your peace is not negotiable. Your energy is not unlimited. And sacrificing yourself for people who drain you isn't love. It's self-destruction. Today, we're going to break down exactly why you can't detach from draining people, what's really happening energetically when you're around them, and most importantly, how to finally set yourself free. This isn't about being cold or heartless. This isn't about cutting everyone off and becoming a hermit. This is about protecting your energy so you can actually show up as your best self for the people who deserve it. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap for detaching from anyone who's stealing your peace. And you'll finally understand that choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. Ready? Let's dive in. Part 1: Recognizing the energy vampires. First, you need to be able to identify who's actually draining your peace. Because sometimes it's obvious, but sometimes these people are disguised as friends, as family members who just need your help, or as romantic partners who can't live without you. Here are the clear signs someone is draining your energy. Sign number 1: you feel exhausted after being around them. This is the biggest tell. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with someone. Do you feel energized and uplifted? Or do you feel drained, tired, and heavy? Energy vampires leave you feeling like you just ran a marathon. Even if all you did was have a phone call. Even if you didn't physically do anything. Your energy is depleted because they took it from you. Sign number 2: they only call when they need something. Think about your last 10 interactions with this person. How many of them started with them asking you for something? Help with a problem. Money. Emotional support for the same issue they never actually fix. A favor that inconveniences you. Energy vampires are takers, not givers. The relationship is one-sided. You're constantly pouring into them, but they never pour back into you. Sign number 3: everything is always about them. You try to share your problems, your victories, your life, and somehow the conversation always circles back to them. They interrupt your stories to tell theirs. They minimize your struggles because theirs are always worse. They can't celebrate your wins because they're too focused on their own drama. This is a major red flag. Healthy relationships have balance. Energy vampires make everything about themselves. Sign number 4: they thrive on drama. Notice this carefully. Energy vampires are always in crisis. Always. There's always something wrong. Always a new emergency. Always chaos. And here's the key: they don't actually want to fix their problems. They want to talk about them endlessly. They want your attention, your energy, your sympathy. But when you offer real solutions, they have excuses for why nothing will work. Sign number 5, you feel anxious or on edge around them. Your body knows before your mind does. If you feel tense when you see their name pop up on your phone, if you dread spending time with them, if you feel relief when plans get cancelled, your intuition is screaming at you. Listen to it. Sign number 6, they guilt trip you constantly. After everything I've done for you, I thought you cared about me. If you really loved me, you would. These are manipulation tactics designed to make you ignore your boundaries and give them what they want. Energy vampires use guilt as a weapon because it works. And if you're a good person with a big heart, you're especially vulnerable to this. Sign number 7, they never take accountability. Everything is always someone else's fault. They're always the victim. They never apologize sincerely. They never change their behavior. They promise to do better but never actually do. This cycle will continue forever unless you break it. Sign number 8, you feel like you're walking on eggshells. You can't be yourself around them. You have to monitor everything you say. You have to manage their emotions. You have to be careful not to upset them or set them off. This is exhausting. And it's not a real relationship. It's you being held hostage by their emotional instability. Now, here's the important part. Just because someone has some of these traits doesn't mean you need to completely cut them off. But if someone checks 5 or more of these boxes, they are absolutely draining your peace, and you need to create distance. Your peace matters. Your energy matters. And you don't owe anyone access to you just because they want it. Part 2, why it's so hard to detach. So if these people are so draining, why can't you just walk away? Why is it so difficult to detach from people you know aren't good for you? Let's break down the real reasons. Reason number 1, guilt. This is the big one. You feel guilty for wanting to distance yourself. You think, but they need me. What if something bad happens and I wasn't there? What kind of person abandons someone who's struggling? But here's what you need to understand. You are not responsible for other people's happiness, healing, or life choices. You can care about someone and still choose not to drain yourself trying to save them. Their problems are not your emergency. Their pain is not your responsibility to fix. Your first responsibility is to yourself. Reason number 2, fear of conflict. You know that if you create distance, they're going to make it difficult. They're going to guilt trip you. Get angry. Play the victim. Tell other people you're a bad person. Start drama. So you stay to avoid the conflict. But in doing so, you sacrifice your peace to maintain a false sense of harmony. Real peace isn't avoiding conflict. Real peace is protecting your energy even when it's uncomfortable. Reason number 3, trauma bonds. Sometimes the reason you can't leave isn't logical. It's because you've formed a trauma bond with this person. The relationship has cycles of pain and relief, highs and lows, that create an addiction-like attachment. You stay because you're bonded to them through shared pain, not genuine love. And breaking a trauma bond is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Reason number 4, hope that they'll change. You keep giving them chances because you see their potential. You remember the good times. You believe that if you just love them enough, support them enough, be patient enough, they'll finally become the person you know they can be. But here's the brutal truth, people only change when they want to. And if they haven't changed by now, despite everything you've done, they're not going to. Stop loving someone's potential and face who they actually are right now. Reason number 5, identity and history. Maybe you've known this person your whole life. Maybe they're family. Maybe you've built your identity around being their friend, their partner, their helper. The thought of detaching feels like losing a part of yourself. Like you don't know who you are without this relationship. But you're not defined by your relationships with draining people. You're defined by your relationship with yourself. Reason number 6, loneliness. Sometimes you stay because you're afraid of being alone. Even toxic company feels better than no company. Even a draining relationship feels safer than starting over. But here's what you need to hear: being alone is better than being drained. Solitude is better than toxic company. And when you clear out the energy vampires, you make space for real, healthy relationships to enter. Reason number 7, codependency. This is deep. Sometimes you're addicted to being needed. Your self-worth comes from helping others, fixing others, being there for others. Without someone to save, you don't know who you are. Detaching from draining people means detaching from your need to be needed. And that's hard work. But it's necessary work. Understanding why you can't let go is the first step to actually letting go. These reasons are real. They're valid. But they're not stronger than your need for peace. Part 3, the 10-step detachment process. Now we get to the practical part. How do you actually detach from people who drain your peace? Here's the exact process. Step 1, make the decision and commit to it. This is the most important step. You have to decide, with full commitment, that your peace is more valuable than this relationship. Half measures won't work. You can't detach a little bit. Make the decision. Write it down. Say it out loud. I am choosing my peace over this relationship. I am detaching from person's name to protect my energy. This clarity is your anchor when guilt tries to pull you back. Step 2, stop explaining yourself. Here's a mistake people make: they try to make the other person understand why they're creating distance. They over-explain. They give reasons. They try to make it make sense. Don't do this. Energy vampires will argue with every reason you give. They'll manipulate. They'll twist your words. They'll make you feel like you're wrong. You don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your peace. A simple "I need space" or "I'm not available for that" is enough. Step 3, create physical distance. Stop being available all the time. Stop answering every call. Stop responding to every text immediately. Stop making yourself accessible whenever they want you. Start saying no. I can't. That doesn't work for me. I'm not available. No long explanations. Just no. Physical distance creates energetic distance. You can't detach if you're still constantly in contact. Step 4, emotional detachment through observation. This is a powerful technique. When you're around this person or thinking about them, practice observing instead of absorbing. Instead of getting pulled into their drama, watch it like you're watching a movie. Notice their patterns without taking them personally. See their manipulation without falling for it. Say to yourself, this is their pattern. This is not my emergency. I'm observing, not absorbing. This creates emotional distance even when physical distance isn't possible yet. Step 5, stop trying to fix them. You cannot save people who don't want to save themselves. You cannot heal people who won't do their own inner work. You cannot love someone into being better. Stop giving advice they won't take. Stop offering solutions they won't use. Stop making their problems your responsibility. Let them sit with their consequences. Let them figure it out. Or let them stay stuck. Either way, it's not your job. Step 6, redirect your energy to yourself. All that energy you've been pouring into them, pour it into yourself instead. All that time you spent trying to help them, use it for your own growth. Invest in yourself. Your healing. Your dreams. Your peace. Your joy. This isn't selfish. This is balance. You've been neglecting yourself to prioritize them. That ends now. Step 7. Build your support system. Detaching from draining people is easier when you have healthy relationships to lean on. Find your people. The ones who uplift you. The ones who reciprocate. The ones who celebrate you. Join communities. Make new friends. Strengthen bonds with people who add to your life instead of draining it. You're not meant to do life alone. You're just meant to be selective about who you do it with. Step 8. Set firm boundaries, and actually enforce them. Boundaries are pointless if you don't enforce them. Say what you mean and mean what you say. I don't discuss that topic. If they bring it up, end the conversation. I'm only available between these hours. If they contact you outside those hours, don't respond. I won't tolerate being spoken to that way. If they cross that line, leave. Every time you enforce a boundary, you build self-respect and teach people how to treat you. Step 9. Expect pushback and stand firm. Here's what's going to happen when you start detaching. They're going to test you. They're going to push harder. They're going to try every manipulation tactic they know. They might get angry. They might cry. They might threaten to hurt themselves. They might tell you you've changed. They might turn others against you. Expect this. Prepare for this. And stand firm anyway. This is the extinction burst. It's like a toddler throwing a tantrum when you take away their favorite toy. It gets worse before it gets better. But if you stay consistent, it does get better. Step 10. Release the guilt and trust your decision. The guilt will come. The doubt will come. The voice that says, maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe I should give them another chance. Maybe I'm the problem. When that voice comes, remember why you made this decision. Remember how you felt when they drained you. Remember all the times you sacrificed yourself and got nothing in return. You're not abandoning anyone. You're saving yourself. And that's not only okay, it's necessary. Trust that choosing your peace is always the right decision. Part 4. What happens after you detach? Let me tell you what's going to happen when you successfully detach from draining people. Because you need to know what to expect. Phase 1. Relief and grief at the same time. At first, you'll feel lighter. Freer. Like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. You'll sleep better. You'll have more energy. You'll feel like yourself again. But you'll also grieve. Even toxic relationships leave a hole when they end. Even draining people were still a part of your life. You'll miss them sometimes. You'll remember the good moments. Let yourself feel both things. Relief and grief can coexist. This is normal. This is healthy. Phase 2. The temptation to go back. There will be moments when you want to reach out. When you miss them. When you wonder if you made a mistake. When you think, maybe it wasn't that bad. This is your trauma bond speaking. This is your codependency calling you back. Don't listen. Remember why you left. Look at your journal. Talk to a trusted friend. But don't go back. Every time you resist this temptation, you get stronger. Phase 3. They might try to come back. Energy vampires don't let go easily. When they realize you're serious about detaching, they might try to pull you back in. Love bombing. Apologies. Promises to change. Playing the victim. Getting others to convince you to give them another chance. Stay strong. Actions speak louder than words. And their pattern speaks louder than their promises. Phase 4. Other people won't understand. Some people will judge you for creating distance. Especially if it's family. They'll say you're being dramatic. They'll say you should forgive and forget. They'll pressure you to make amends. Remember, people who've never had to protect their peace from energy vampires will never understand why you had to. And that's okay. You don't need their understanding. You need your peace. Phase 5. Your life starts to improve. This is the beautiful part. As you protect your energy, your entire life begins to shift. You have more mental clarity, more emotional stability, more time and energy for things that actually matter. New opportunities appear. Better relationships develop. You start attracting people who match your new energy. Your creativity returns. Your joy returns. You remember who you are. This is what happens when you're not constantly drained. This is what life feels like when you protect your peace. Phase 6. You become more selective. Once you experience the freedom of detaching from draining people, you become more protective of your energy. You spot red flags faster. You set boundaries sooner. You don't tolerate what you used to. Some people will call this being cold or distant. But you know better. This isn't cold. This is wise. This is self-respect. This is you honoring the lessons you've learned. Part 5. Maintaining your peace long-term. Detaching is one thing. Staying detached and protecting your peace long-term is another. Here's how to maintain what you've built. Practice number 1. Regular energy audits. Every few months, assess your relationships honestly. Ask yourself, who energizes me and who drains me? Which relationships are reciprocal and which are one-sided? Am I sacrificing my peace for anyone? Be willing to adjust as needed. Relationships change. People change. Stay aware. Practice number 2. Strengthen your boundaries continuously. Boundaries aren't a one-time thing. They require ongoing maintenance. Keep reinforcing them. Keep communicating them. Keep enforcing consequences when they're violated. The stronger your boundaries, the more peaceful your life becomes. Practice number 3. Fill your cup first. Make self-care non-negotiable. Your meditation. Your alone time. Your hobbies. Your rest. These aren't luxuries. They're necessities. When your cup is full, you can pour into others without depleting yourself. But you have to fill it first. Practice number 4. Surround yourself with peace givers. Actively cultivate relationships with people who add to your life. People who reciprocate. People who respect your boundaries. People who celebrate you. The more healthy relationships you have, the easier it is to let go of unhealthy ones. Practice number 5. Trust your intuition. Your gut knows who's good for you and who isn't. That uncomfortable feeling when someone's around. That's not anxiety. That's your intuition protecting you. Stop overthinking and start trusting what you feel. Your body knows before your mind figures it out. Practice number 6. Remember that no is a complete sentence. You don't have to justify your boundaries. You don't have to over-explain your needs. You don't have to convince anyone that your peace matters. No is enough. I'm not available is enough. That doesn't work for me is enough. Protect your peace fiercely, unapologetically, and consistently. Conclusion and call to action. So here we are. You now know exactly who's draining your peace. You understand why it's been so hard to detach. And you have a complete roadmap for setting yourself free. But knowledge without action is just information. The question is, what are you going to do with what you know? Are you going to keep sacrificing yourself for people who drain you? Keep hoping they'll change.